I want to share a review and installation of the Brondell Bidet toilet seat. It's a non-electric and fits elongated toilets. It's got the dual nozzle system, so front and rear cleaners. I actually bought two of them, and here's the purchase date here. So before we committed to a new bidet to replace the bad one that I was removing, I did a little research. So looked on New York Times and looked at some of the other more complicated bidets that are like, electric and have other features on them. The, water temperature you can change, warmer water, things like that. Really didn't want to do all that. I didn't want to have to plug it into our outlet, anything like that. I just wanted to keep it real simple, just replace the water function that we already had. So looked at all the different options here on the New York Times and wound up looking at the Brondell and saw that it was reasonably priced, had great reviews here and on Amazon as well. And the Brondell offers an electric version, but again, really didn't want that feature, so just stuck with just the regular non-electric. I've included a link to the Brondell Bidet toilet seat below. I've also included a link to the New York Times review. So I've got a couple of videos where I cover the installation as well as overall review of the product itself. In the first video, I just remove a toilet seat, install the new bidet toilet seat, and show the process behind that, and then just kind of give an overall feedback on the whole process. And then the second video, I'm removing an older bidet that was horrible, really had some broken parts, things like that, really disappointed in it. So anyway, remove that and install the new Brondell Bidet toilet seat and give a review of that as well. So anyway, I hope you enjoy these videos. Thanks.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be installing a couple of non-electric bidet toilet seats that I bought off of Amazon. Let's get started. So I've got the first one open here. It's the Brondell EcoSeat S101 non-electric bidet toilet seat. So I've already got the box open here. And I already started opening it up. So it's got some nice packaging, all the pieces and parts, as well as the owner's manual, and a nice Ziploc here. So first step, is make sure we've got all the parts. Also very nice owner's manual. Got a glossy finish to it, so even if you get it wet, you can wipe it off quickly and it won't ruin it. So let's just check, make sure we have all the parts here. So we've got the two mounting bolts, two barrel nuts, and got the brackets. Yeah, looks like we've got all the pieces here. So we're ready to get started. All right, next steps here. First I've got some towels down. I shut off the water already and flushed the tank completely so it's empty. And now I'm gonna take the existing seat off, which is just the nuts you loosen down here on the bottom. So there's just the nuts you loosen here on the bottom. So I'm gonna take those out and pull out the seat. So to remove the existing seat, got the caps here that pop right off. All right, so then we're gonna just, now the nuts below have a catch on them, so you can start unscrewing and the catch will hold it in place, hold the nut in place below. So you can just unscrew these. You'll hear the nut drop. And then you can continue to unscrew below. And I'm saving all the parts here. I've just got a bag. I'm going to keep everything in when I'm done to discard everything. I'm going to go ahead and take this one off as well. An even quicker way to do this is just take an electric screwdriver. Alright, so now we can just pull the toilet seat straight out. And I'm going to clean that up before I install the new bidet toilet seat. Alright, so the next thing, following the instructions here, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the water supply from the toilet. It's from the tank, not from the wall mount, but from the tank. And then we're going to add the valve adapter, this part right here, so then we can attach the hose that'll run to the bidet. So I've got the parts laid out here. It's nice they even included some plumber's tape. Really great that they included that. I have some, but it's good that they included that. Makes it easier. All right, so I'm going to get started on taking the line off. All right, so up here, it's a plastic mount, so a lot of times you can use your hand so you don't damage the plastic. It's pretty hard, but I am able to loosen it, but I'm going to use my pliers gently to take it the rest of the way off. So if you have other tools, that's fine. I'm trying to use pretty common tools for this. So that one's coming right off now. You will get a little bit of water that'll come out. Not too bad. So we have the towels down here. All right, so then we want to get the adapter here. All right, so all the instructions are great. They really laid everything out completely on this, so really happy with the instructions on here. Fortunately, I've done this before, so I understand how it all works, but for somebody who's doing this for the first time, they've laid it out really nicely here. So for the top, there's already a rubber washer in it, but they've included a second one. So just make sure that's inside when you install. That's going to give you a barrier for water pressure. So you want to make sure that's in there. Now, looking at mine, I don't have plumber's tape on there, so I'm going to add some plumber's tape. It gives you a little extra security for any kind of leaks. Makes it a nice tight seal. So I'm going to throw some plumber's tape on there. All right, again, nice that they included. I have my own plumber's tape, but it's really nice they included this. So this is very simple. You just take and wrap it. I usually wrap it twice around to give it a nice seal on the line right there. So let me get that started. All right, so we've got the plumber's tape on here, and just want to mention that you want to go the same direction as when you're tightening back on. So we're going to be tightening, obviously, the T-valve on there, but you want to wrap the tape the same direction. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. That way the tape won't come back off as you're tightening. It's not a big deal. Sometimes you can maneuver. If you do it backwards, it's okay. You can still get it on there, but this way it'll stay nice and tight on there as you tighten it. All right, so next step here, I'm going to go ahead and install the T on here, the adapter valve. You can hear it kind of moving the, tighten this. I can hear it moving the mechanism inside the toilet. So let me just, you want it pretty tight on there. Let's see, so this does move, so I can actually spin this around because I'm going to want the line running back toward that side. So I think we're good and tight here. All right, so I got the plumber's tape on here. Let's get that back on here. So I usually kind of, I mean, this fit right on right away, but I'll kind of back it off a little, especially when you have water pressure involved. You want to make sure that you're not stressing the nut, the screwing of the nut, that you're getting it on there lined up right, so it's nice and tight on there. So I'm just tightening by hand here, and then I'm going to give it one just quick little twist with the pliers. Make sure we're good and snug on here. Get that, okay. Okay, that's good. That's nice and tight there. All right, so we got that set up. Let me get the line ready. Okay, so I just prepped the line that's going to go to the bidet itself. So that's all. I wrapped the plumber's tape around that as well. So that's good to go. So instructions say next part is putting the seat, installing the seat itself. So we'll do that next. And then the final step will be the actual line. All right, so next step is to put the mounting bracket on, and it says to take the plate itself here, and you've got this little piece of rubber, so it's saying that needs to go upside down. So it should look like this when we put it on the toilet itself. So I add that right now. Just lay it on here. And then the next step, to add the adjustment mounts. Okay, so the instructions are very, like I said, very complete. So it says attach these with the groove side down. So this is the groove side. So they'll be mounted like this. So we'll put it on here. Like this. Okay. I realize I made one critical error, and it's very hard to tell in the instructions here, and this is where you really need to pay attention. I should have known better because it has the teeth here, not thinking that the teeth should match up with the teeth. So, duh. So it looks like my best option is to have it actually the way I had it here, so I can bring it that far forward. So I'm going to put that on the last notch on the teeth here, and let me I'll put the nuts on, do a temporary tighten, and I've got the nuts here that are going to go down underneath, and they're mounted this way according to the instructions here. So as you can see, shows in this diagram here. So I'm going to attach those right now. All right, so I've got the nuts underneath here, and I didn't tighten them, really tight yet. They're just on there kind of loose, so that you can adjust the bracket as you need to. So you can see on the seat here, it has a track that's going to slide into the bracket there. I'll put the nuts back on. So we're going to do a temporary tighten, slide it in the and there. Slide the seat out. Slide this on. All right, so it's locking in place. Those are still straight because I want to make sure the seat comes all the way to the front of the toilet here. It could actually slide back just slightly. There we go. All right, so now you shouldn't be able to slide it back and forth. You should have the position where you want it here, lined up. Everything feels lined up well. So then we can go ahead and tighten the bolts underneath, or the nuts onto the bolts underneath there. So I'm gonna do that right now. You can use a wrench. You'll probably want to use a wrench, pliers, to do it gently. Again, it's plastic, so it doesn't have to be real tight, just get it snug. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, so I've got the nuts all snug, but not too tight, not over tightened, just nice and snug. You don't want to crack the plastic. So now we've got, this is where it attaches for the line in for the bidet right here. And then we've got our line back here. We're going to attach it. I've got it aimed backwards to so I can wrap the hose around the line around so it's not sticking out too far. You can obviously do it whatever your preference is, but I like to keep it mostly hidden if I can. So, all right, I'm going to attach the line now here. Some plumber's tape on here as well. So I'm going to throw some plumber's tape on this, make it a nice seal on that as well. All right, so I've got the plumber's tape on this as well, and still plenty left with what they included. So I'm really thrilled that they included that. It just made it easier for me to not have to go get mine out of my toolbox, but and especially if you don't have any plumber's tape, it's nice they included that. The only thing they did not include is any kind of wrench for tightening any of these, and that's probably because they really don't want you over tightening. So that's not a big deal, but so you will need, even for this, you'll need like pliers or a wrench to attach this on here. So just to get it good and tight, but again, can't over tighten. Everything is plastic that's getting attached here. So metal on plastic can crack if you over tighten. So. All right, so the instructions tell you to attach the line here first. So I'm just gonna get it nice and snug on there. Get the line out here. And I'm just gonna grab my pliers and give it just a little slight tighten here. All right. So that's a two-handed job. So I held this while I tightened this slightly. Again, nice and snug, not over tightened. All right, then the last step is we will attach this to the T valve underneath here. All right, so I've got the line running for the water now for the bidet. So it's all set. Wraps around. This way you can adjust the line if you want to. Kind of kick it up underneath. So I've just got it curled up underneath. Not a big deal. Not gonna hurt anything. It's not kinked. It's still rounded, so it's fine under there. So next step, let's turn the water on and hope there aren't any leaks. So let's give that a try. All right, the valve is opened up. Not seeing any leaks. That's a good sign. So now there will be pressure in here until, the pressure will be running up to here. So there is water pressure in here. It's an open valve here in the T. So water is going in here. So it shouldn't come out until you activate it here, but we don't want to see any leaking here either. So far so good. The tank is filling up. I'm going to flush it once before we test out the actual bidet. So one thing I noticed as I was waiting for the tank to fill, it was taking way too long. So what had happened was the plunger mechanism had flipped when I was tightening below, which I mentioned I felt it was moving. So I just pushed it back to where it should be, so it just moves like that. So now it's stopped filling. So all right, so just doing another test for flushing, making sure it flushes okay, no leaking. But one other nice thing I noticed, the drop down is very nice on these seats. So I lift the seat as well with the lid. Very nice slow drop down. Because it's like plastic, it's not gonna. I've had some seats where over time they tend to they don't catch right, they slam down, but these look like they're gonna last for a long time with a nice slow drop down like that. So, all right, let's test out the bidet part. So one of the nice features about this product is it has front and rear cleansing. So obviously center is off, front cleaning, turn it clockwise or to the front, and rear cleaning counterclockwise or to the back, and then self-cleaning occurs in between there It says if you're switching back and forth, it'll do some of the self-cleansing of the nozzles. So let's give it a try. So for the final part of the test here, I'm going to actually run the bidet. I've got the plastic that was wrapped around the toilet seat taped down here. So let's go with front first. All right. All right, so that's off. Should tape this part down as well, but all right, so nice. So it has like a subtle, and then here's the lid. Whoa, bit of a spray. Yeah, I should have taped this down and realized the force it would have, but anyway, yeah, looks like it does a nice job. Again, here are the controls. All right, so looks like the Brondell did a really nice job, very easy to install. Just make sure you get those brackets right. I've got the old seat here ready to go out to the trash. Oh, one other feature I want to mention is how great it is that you can actually take this, you can slide this off when you want to go to clean the toilet itself. So if you have some buildup in there, it's easy to just slide this off. Be careful with the water line on here, but makes it easy to slide it right off because of the track they have in there, and then just lock it back into place. So pretty slick. So you can keep it clean underneath, you know, if you get any kind of buildup there at all. So real quick, something I do at the end of every installation is I hang on to the spare parts. Obviously we have the other washer here. We've got the plumber's tape in here and the instruction manual back in the original bag. So I'll just store this away. All right, so that was the installation of the Brondell EcoSeat S101, the non-electric bidet toilet seat. So it also has the, you know, the seat and the lid have the slow close as well. So easy installation, no problems. Again, watch for that bracket, make sure you have that in the right way. So I highly recommend this toilet seat so far. I'm going to put it into use and see how it works, but so far it's looking great. Great quality. All the parts and pieces. I like that it had the metal T valve in there. That was really nice. It was metal. Included the plumber's tape. So I'm going to install the second one, so you can join me in that video if you want to check that out. I'm taking off an existing bidet that is horrible. It had parts that broke on it after a year of using it, and I'm really dissatisfied with that. So I'm going to remove that and add the new one. So if you want to check that video out, go on to the next one. Thanks. Bye.